Hey Tommy, winter has definitely arrived here in Colorado, so I was thinking, wouldn't it be a great time to put together a list of the least expensive, or is it the most affordable all-wheel drive cars?
Well, I think it's technically both of those things, and today on the Fastlane Car, we have come up with a list of really 11 or 12 actually of the most affordable all-wheel drive vehicles you can buy here in the US. Now, a couple of things, these are cars, so we're not talking trucks today.
Nope.
And they all cost under about $25,000. So if you're looking for an affordable way to tackle the winter in the brand new world, this is the list for you.
Yep, and these prices do include destination fees, and these are the cheapest possible ways to get all-wheel drive with the 2019 or 2020 model.
We should explain this is before like discounts or rebates that the manufacturer may offer. This is just based on MSRP plus destination, because destination are like buttholes. Everyone has one.
And we're not talking about deals you can get through your cousin Vinny. This is if you're buying them from the dealership. All right, let's get right to it. All right, Tommy, at number 10, what do we got?
So we have three vehicles that are all around the $25,000 mark, $25,090. So they're the Jeep Compass Sport, the Mitsubishi Outlander Sport ES, or for $180 more, the Jeep Renegade.
Yeah, now keep in mind that the Mitsubishi just got facelifted, but dude, I can't tell what they did. I think they moved the badge from one side to another. And of course, we're talking about the base models here. If you want the fancy Trailhawk, then you're not going to get it for $25,000.
Yeah, Mitsubishi has that really pretty great AWD all-wheel drive system. Jeep Renegade and Compass, they've got the 9-speed automatic. Let's go to number 9.
Yeah, and guys, at the end of this list, we are going to tell you which one we would buy. So what's number 9, Tommy?
Number 9 is the 2019 Nissan Rogue Sport S. So after destination, a base model will cost you $24,730. Now, if you get all-wheel drive, it is a $1,300 premium over the front-wheel drive.
Yeah, because that's, of course, standard. I like the Rogue Sport. It's a fun little runabout. It's very popular among your generation. So, do you like it?
I wouldn't call it fun.
No?
No. So, the Rogue Sport abroad is called the Qashqai, the Qashqai, the Qashqai. It's got a funny name, but here in the US, it's the Rogue Sport. And it's kind of like a shrunken down Rogue. It's a good value. You get a lot of standard features, but I wouldn't call it a lot of fun.
And some of you guys out there might be thinking, especially you car guys and car gals, what about the kicks? What about the kicks, Tommy?
Yeah, okay.
It's
so
cheaper.
The kicks and the Toyota CHR are more affordable, but they're not available with all-wheel drive.
At least not in the United States. All right, number 8, Tommy, is the 2019 Chevrolet Trax LS, $23,795.
Yeah, so this is actually a tremendous amount of value. Once again, this is in that really kind of small subcompact crossover segment. It's got a really zippy 1.4 liter turbo engine with a 6-speed automatic. Of course, if you get the all-wheel drive, it is a lot more expensive than the front-wheel drive, about $1,500 more. Now the Trax is several years old. Granted, it has been facelifted, but it's still a pretty decent little vehicle.
And if you guys haven't noticed, we're counting down from the most to the least expensive. So number 1 is going to be the least expensive. And there's another little side note here. Number 7, of course, is a 2020 Subaru Legacy, $23,645. Now, Subaru does not loan us cars, so we include them on this list, but we have not driven it, so I don't know what it's like.
Yep. Now, what I do know is that, so Subaru's got this really fun new engine in that Legacy, the 2.4 turbo. If you get the base model, however, you get the carryover 2.5 NA engine. So you don't quite have that same zippiness that you'd expect. CVT, this of course is the sedan, so an Outback would be more expensive. But if you do want all-wheel drive in an old school sedan, this could be a good vehicle for you.
Yeah, and for all of you guys, just let's be clear, NA stands for naturally aspirated.
Yep.
So no turbocharger, no supercharger, no electrification.
Yep.
None of these cars actually are hybrids or electrified, are they?
No. Well, we're at the budget end of the spectrum.
Yes. All right. Number 6, Tommy, is the 2019 Honda HR-V, the LX, $23,115.
Yep. So this is the 1.8 liter HR-V with the CVT. We have tested this all-wheel drive system off-road. It's pretty good. The CVT does let it down a little bit. Now, all-wheel drive is a $1,400 option on all HR-Vs except for the very top and Touring. It did get a minor facelift, but no more manual transmission.
And I think this is really important to say. A lot of you guys might be thinking, what's the difference between the different all-wheel drive systems here? And there are differences, right? Some are front-wheel drive bias, some are all-wheel drive bias, but
some are symmetrical all-wheel drive.
But the most important thing by far are the tires.
Right.
And none of these are going to come with really great
Snow
tires. So, an all-wheel drive system without snow tires is better than a rear-wheel drive or a front-wheel drive with all seasons. But if you really want something that's unstoppable in the snow, you're going to have to get snow tires.
Yeah, and I honestly think that in some cases you're better off getting a front-wheel drive model with really good snow tires than an all-wheel drive model and just leaving the all seasons. But that's my opinion. So number 5 on our list is the 19 Subaru Crosstrek 2.0i. So the Crosstrek is kind of the lifted, slightly more bloated version of the Impreza with the cool plastic siding on the side. Now, it starts at $22,870. With these Subarus, all-wheel drive comes standard, the ones on the list. But the cool thing about the Crosstrek is you get the big boy 8.7 inches of ground clearance that you wouldn't get on the Impreza.
Yeah, pretty much every Subaru crossover gets that 8.7 inches of ground clearance. That's kind of
Just
the
about.
standard height. And in deep snow, it's good because we have gotten high-centered. I have gotten high-centered, and it's nice to have a little bit more ground clearance. Number 4, Tommy, is the 2019 Mazda CX3 Sport, $22,835. How much is all-wheel drive on that cost?
It's $1,400 more. I think the CX3 is
on every trim.
Yeah, the CX3 is by far the most fun vehicle on our list. It just drives the best in my opinion. It's the most tossable, even though it's a crossover and some of these others may be sedans or hatchbacks. I think the CX3 is just a brilliantly fun little car to drive. Now going back to the all-wheel drive systems, other than the Subarus, most of these all-wheel drive systems work basically the same. So the manufacturers will tell you otherwise, but they're primarily front-wheel drive systems until there's a lot of slippage, in which case it'll distribute some torque to the rear. So, gone are the days of like old-school transfer cases for super cheap, or these more traditional center diffs like you'd find in an old Jeep. These are more of the halodeck-based systems.
Yeah, and the reason for that, of course, is fuel economy. So it's a lot more fuel efficient if you just drive the car with the front 2 wheels, and if they start to slip, you send power to the rear wheels. But in snow, I prefer having all-wheel drive all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's true.
All right, let's move on to number 3, Tommy.
So number 3 is the Ford EcoSport.
I don't know. Who knows?
EcoSport S. So $22,685. We're getting pretty affordable. Once again, this kind of subcompact crossover. Now, interesting thing about the EcoSport, I think all-wheel drive in this vehicle is the most expensive option of any on the list. So it's a $1,600 premium over the front-wheel drive model. The all-wheel drives come with that 2-liter naturally aspirated engine, and this is not my favorite car on the list.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of cost cutting in the vehicle.
Especially the S.
Yeah, we've reviewed it. It's definitely, one of Ford's more affordable cars, and it certainly shows.
Yeah, that is absolutely true.
All right, what's number 2?
Number 2 is the 2020 Hyundai Kona SE.
Yeah, $22,595. I like the Kona. I like the Kona a lot, Tommy. I've really enjoyed driving that. I've taken it a whole bunch of places. We've taken it up Gold Mine Hill, as a matter of fact, and it did really well.
Yes, but not this one.
No, okay, we didn't take this one up.
Because the one we took up Gold Mine Hill had the 1.6 liter turbo with the 7-speed dual clutch. I'm on traction control. Nope. We're gonna do it. Oh, transmission temp is high again, so that's it, we're done. We're not even gonna try stage 3. For just over $22,500, you're gonna get the 2-liter with the 6-speed, and that's actually the engine I'd probably get if I'm going into off-road terrain more frequently, because it's actually got a normal automatic transmission, so you're not gonna burn up the dual clutches. This is the best configuration, in my opinion, for the snow. It's not going to be as fun with that little 2-liter, but it's going to get you where you need to go.
Yeah, and I like the styling on the Kona. I think the quality feels like it's there. It hasn't been around long enough to let us know, but Hyundai and Kia have both really taken up the level of kind of fit and finish, and it shows in this vehicle. So,
and I think this one you can actually, I'm pretty sure that all Konas, all-wheel drive, have the center diff locks. The one I drove for sure did, and I think even the base model does.
Yeah. So it's certainly one of my favorites on this list, and we'll get to our favorites at the very end. So what's number 1, Tommy?
So number 1 is the 2020 Subaru Impreza sedan. So the base 5-speed manual transmission model comes in at under 20 grand with destination, $19,595. It's about $500 more if you go for the hatchback. Of course, this is the one with just over 5 inches of ground clearance, so it's not the lifted Crosstrek, but it is a tremendous amount of value if you just want the most basic vehicle with a manual transmission and all-wheel drive. But something to notice about the Impreza is that it's $3,000 cheaper than the second most affordable car on their list. So $19,500 versus $22,500.
All right, so here's a big question, Tommy. If it were your money, which one would you get?
Well, I've sat in the base model Impreza and it's kind of dreary. My favorite vehicle on this list has to be the Kona.
Yeah, I would say it would be between the Kona for me and the Mazda CX3.
Yeah.
But if it were my money, I would get a Land Rover LR3, which is what we got, which gets you like 3 of these, but it also gets you a lot more ground clearance, a lot more capability, a lot more room, a lot more fit and finish,
And well,
a lot less reliability, I know.
a lot more time in the shop.
And a lot more fun. But having said that, we've had 2 Land Rovers, and they have not been in the shop.
Yeah, they've been perfectly reliable, but I don't think someone's going to cross shop a Kona with a 15-year-old Land Rover. So
How about an old truck then?
No. On this list, get the Kona or the CX3. CX3 is more fun. The Kona's a better car.
But the Land Rover will put a huge smile on your face all day long.
As always, this is Tommy.
You know, we paid less money than a lot of these cars also for a used Porsche Cayenne Turbo, Tommy.
I get that.
And the Porsche Cayenne Turbo is going to be really reliable.
And yeah, until it breaks, in which case it'll be 40 grand. So, as always, this is Tommy.
And get the Land Rover or the Porsche. And Roman. I'm serious, we'll do another video about this, but people are way too scared about used vehicles. You get a lot of value, and what's happened, Tommy, is that new cars have gotten so much better than like cars when I was growing up that you can actually get a used car.
Sure. But no one's going to cross shop a Cayenne Turbo with an EcoSport.
Well, there you have it, guys. The least expensive or most affordable top 10 all-wheel drive cars. As always, check out tflcar.com for more news, views,
and real-world reviews.